Well, Barrister Basia, indeed, the case of the Bororos is nothing new, but what is always strikingly peculiar is the silence of the supposed administrators. Well, unlike the case of SOAP, where there is utter silence, for Okalai Bilai, he has sent out threats concerning the abducted DOs. Bernard Okalai Bilai, the colonial governor of the Atlantic Zone, of Amazonia has issued a 72-hour ultimatum demanding the release of the abducted colonial divisional officer, Ewane Roland, and the municipal council store accountant, Etogo Ishmael.
Well, according to Bilai, information confirms that both colonial officers were taken to Nigeria on the 1st of October. Despite this intelligence, there are growing concerns that Bilai's approach may backfire. The ultimatum, rather than ease tensions, could heighten the risks to the lives of the abducted officials, especially since the identities of the perpetrators remain unknown. So this tactic mirrors the strategy employed by the octogenarian dictator of La Republic de Cameroon, who responded to the peaceful protest of Ambazonians in 2016 with military force rather than negotiations. That approach escalated into the ongoing war in Ambazonia today.
Well, instead of seeking for peaceful resolution, we see Okalai Bilai appearing to be following in the same footsteps, issuing threats rather than pursuing dialogue for the safe release of his colleagues. With the 72-hour deadline quickly approaching, all eyes are on the situation to see how yet another threat secures the freedom of the abducted colonial DOs, or if it further complicates the situations. Well, with that, we'll have to get to you again, Barrister Basia. Looking at this particular report, we're seeing Okalai Bilai taking very quick action, unlike the report we just gave about the Bororos. Nothing tangible has exactly been done, and not only is he proactive, Okalai Bilai, he is giving threats to the abductors of these two colonial administrators. And people are wondering, is that not counterproductive? Wouldn't that even instigate a reason for the abductors to do something drastic to these two? What is your take about this recent development in this regard?
Well, based on what we know, it would seem to me that Okalai Bilai is so ignorant of history. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The duo and the council worker were adopted, as we were told, on the 1st of October. Today is 10th. Okalai Bilai never got there until several days after. The people had disappeared for days. Then he gets there to give a 72-hour ultimatum, which is just talk is cheap. If the people who adopted them wanted to harm them, they would have long since been harmed. So that issue in that ultimatum is absolutely zero consequence, absolutely nothing. But I said that this man is so ignorant of it. Because if the stories are true, when they adopted this guy, they went with them. They saw them going in the flying boat. They put them in the flying boat and went with them. But remember that the duo and all those council people, I saw the building in which they live, they're all in the creeks. The easiest movement that you can have in the creeks is by boat. And so, if these people even had their own flying boat that was even armed, they would have pursued those people. They are put in the creeks. They have nothing to defend themselves against with. So, because what piracy is common in the creeks. Piracy did not start new today; it has been there forever. Piracy has there. So there's a total absence of security there. The issue is when you put your administrators there, what measures have you put in for their security? Based on what happened, they put nothing there. But again, I say they're ignorant of history because that battle, or the creek, what they call the Bakassi Peninsula, has been an area disputed between Cameroon and Nigeria for a long time. And remember, we talked about the Green Tree Agreement. What was the Green Tree Agreement about? Because that area is largely inhabited by Nigerians. Before the handing over of the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon, The Nigerian government had developed a lot there that put up modern schools, that put up modern hospitals, that put up everything that you could find there. And so they were to transfer these things back to Cameroon. With the agreement, they signed the voluntary agreement that they will continue these services. They will do all this to keep it. Because no matter where the Nigerians are not, they live in Cameroon. According to the governor, they did this to the mayor because they were looking for a mayor actually, because they wanted them to pay taxes. Well, there's this common saying that we understand: no taxation without representation. Well, the taxes that they have been paying there forever. These people don't have any other thing to do there. They have nothing to show for the taxes. Talk less of the oil that they exploit from Moneba, from that area, the Edabato. And so the people resist the taxes, and they are right to do that because the taxation money doesn't come to help them. Why did the governor go there so late after the incident occurred? Because there is no access road from Boya to, to, to Dabato. There's no road there. From Boya, you do 70 kilometers, which is just 50 miles. You're in Kumba. From Kumba, you're supposed to take just 50 kilometers, which is about 35, 40 miles to Ndian. There's no road there. And so there's no way the governor could even get there, even with the best planes that he had. He was not going to land there because there's no road. Does the governor forget that all the riches of Cameroon come from Dian? And so if he himself cannot stand there, he not go there armed. He went there with an escort of military guys in helicopters. So, because he was afraid to die, what did he put in place for the so-called poor mayor and Dio of Idabato? They put nothing. They allowed them to die. And I said this before. If you look through the history, the past 10, 15, 20 years, most administrators in that Bakassi area have been Anglophones because they put them there to take the risk and die. 10, 15 years ago, one of my contributors was sent there as a Dio. He was transferred from Moyuka. He never ever got there. They killed him. The parents killed him before he ever got to Edabatu. They killed him. He was a Dio like this one. Where the investigations? We don't know. And so these guys seem to forget history and make order of grandstanding that will not happen. Again, Nigeria, he says they are Nigerians, which is very, very good. Nigeria, as far as we are concerned, is an active partner with Cameroon in terms of security. That's how Cameroon could fly their planes across the border and go and catch people from, from the Nara Hotel and bring them back. So why not ask your fellow Nigerian government to bring back the people for you? They are not doing it. They're saying, oh, they will come back. What will bring them to bring them back? How will they come back? It is that those parents who took them, okay, Mr. Okalai Bilai has just said, oh, go back home. That's bullshit. And I saw a video of where the poor people were living. They have one big hall there, one big structure, where they do has a room for himself. The mayor has his own room for himself. They even showed his bed. And they're living inside these creeks without any protection. And when they adopt them, according to the mayor, according to the governor, because the people were resisting taxes. And the question is, why are they even paying taxes under those conditions where they live? From 2006 to today, it's about 18 years since the Green Agreement. Has Cameroon fulfilled its part of the bargain? It's zero. These are the consequences of their unfaithfulness, of their injustice. If we had a southern Cameroon government, we'll be having flyovers in Dabato. We'll not be having that type of security risk. If there must be security cooperation, we'll be cooperating officially with the neighboring countries around. That is to say, for example, in Nigeria. So much so that if they kidnap somebody and they are thinking that they will telephone and say, look, that's the boat. They want to catch them. But the sitting here, I wonder how they can content themselves is to steal. Just to steal the money. And so that's what it is. Sorry for the poor guys who have been adopted. We don't wish them death, but they were very lucky to still be alive. And so if they die, they will just be dying like other Anglophones, they call them, who have been posted there. And I have not seen any Bulu man, any Wondo guy posted to Bakassi or posted to Dabato as an administrator. They will not. They don't want their own children to go into that risk. Again, where was their own flying boat? These guys adopted these guys and they sped off in the flying boat. They saw them going. They could not even chase because they had nothing to chase with. And so, what's the rationale? Piracy has been in that zone forever and ever. Piracy has been there for the past 30, 40 years. So when we want to send somebody there, take precaution. That's your chef d'etat. The chef d'etat represents the president, even in the creeks. I'm sorry for them. We wish that come back. But they come back because of the threats of Mr. Okalai Bilai. Over to you.
Oh, well, we'll definitely follow up and see what happens. I mean, he has given an ultimatum. We would want to follow up to check if his words would hold water, if something would come up.